Hey guys, we are making a ring today. So we're going to take our bezel wire, wrap it around the stone. But right now it's pretty loose. And I'm going to have to anneal. Yeah, so see how it just springs right back. I'm going to anneal this real quick. Annealing it will just help it so it doesn't have that bounce back as bad. So to anneal it, we're just going to take our soldering block. Got a stone in there. Don't want to burn that. Get it in a safe spot where it kind of stays. There we go. I'm gonna heat it up. Quench it by dipping it in some water. Grab a rag that fell on the floor. Dry it off. Make it nice and snug. That'll tell us where we want to cut it. I do try to prevent it from being up in the corner where when you solder it, but like I don't want to have this part where the solder is going to be, so we will fix that. That's okay for right now. We'll solder it and then we'll move that location of where that's going to sit, because I'd rather have it sitting on more of a flat spot or a spot that's not as turned in. It's okay for right now though. Some borax and water here, what we're going to use for flux. Just tap it on, make sure it's nice and saturated. Take our hard solder. The hard solder is going to help prevent it from unsoldering when we're working on other pieces, other parts of our project. Just takes a little tiny tap. If you have a hard time tapping it like that, you can cut off a little piece and do it that way and just stick it next to it, and as long as it's touching, it will flow onto the silver. Dry it off. Grab our stone. This is where we're going to kind of reshape it a little bit. This is going to be a decorative ring, so we don't need this much silver, but this is a rolled out piece of silver. Super thick. Probably thicker than we need, but that's okay. It'd be a nice strong ring for our customer. This one is a custom order. Now that I got the solder to flow all the way around, we're gonna quench it. Grab a rag, dry it off. That's really pretty. Sometimes what I like to do is kind of solder this side down where I want it, and then kind of bend this side over once it's already soldered. Just bending the leaves to get them to where I want them to look that I like. I like them to have a little bit of dimension, so maybe not sitting quite so flat on the piece that we're working on. I'm going to solder this down. I am going to have some design work. I'm trying to decide if I want it to look like this or if I want it to look more like this. You know, let's put the stone in. Sometimes that kind of helps. Gives us the visual. I'm not trying to pop it all the way in. I like that. Solder or the flux on the back of our piece. We're gonna put some solder on our little leaves first. This is gonna help when we go to solder it down, that it will solder in places that it touches a lot easier. I'll probably still tap it to solder in places at times, but this just helps. I'm gonna quench it one more time. We're gonna quench it a lot of times. We're gonna quench it right now so we can kind of move things around and get them where we want them to be, because I don't like how they're sitting. We got one part of them soldered, but it doesn't mean it has to stay how it is. I want it to go more like that. So I'm just thinking, because I'm going to have some design work coming up along here, so I'm just trying to think of like how it's going to be sitting once it's soldered down. And everything else soldered down on top of it or around it. If you guys don't know and you like the stones that I use, I do sell stones on my website, and the link is in the bio. It's also branded, like a brand, branded and wild.com. Just looking for some different size balls that I might want to use instead of the ones that I have here. They're not bad. I just don't know if I love them. And I want to love them. Let's see what we got under here. Different sizes that might work a little bit better for this project. All right, we like that. There we go. We're going to solder that down. Let's give you guys a little bit of a different angle so you guys can hopefully see it a little bit better when I'm soldering. Clean up our desk a little bit. It's hard to work when you have a messy space. the leaves. I'm going to do that so the balls don't fall off. There's quite a bit of solder on that, so I trapped it on the inside, so hopefully it'll flow on out from the inside out to where we want it. There we go. Makes it a lot cleaner. Keep losing my rags. Perfect. Looking good so far. This is 20 gauge. I kind of like it where it's on the outside. We do have a few more pieces we're going to be adding. One thing I might do is do one on this side like that, and then do some bead wire. Oh shoot, sorry guys, let me zoom back out. Try to make it so you guys can see the whole time. Sometimes I mess up. The human in me showing. Okay. The nice thing about this wire is you can just kind of bend it and it breaks right away. Not nice when you're working with it always. It kind of makes it annoying, but when you need it to, it's nice. Just bending it to try to find if I like it better, bent in a little bit. Move you guys up a little bit. You can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. I'm gonna cut it. It's not the shape I want, but it's easier to work with when you cut them and can kind of move them around that way. I'll try to get some of these little bends out of it. Add some more bends into it. It's pretty. I do want this side to bend in more though, I think. Not so out. Just little adjustments here and there is all you need. Till you get it how you like it. Just keep checking. Like, do you like that? Do you like that? It's all about what you like too. Like this one, I feel like if it bent in a little bit more, I might like it. I might hate it. Then I just bend it back out. I feel like this part over here bent too much. I'm trying to decide if I want to bend it in right here or if I would, I kind of like how it's staying out like that. Maybe if it's just a little bend. I might solder these two down and then put this one on because it's kind of bugging me. I think I'm gonna do that real quick. Usually I'll like solder everything kind of all together, but these guys aren't staying in place and it kind of makes it a lot harder when they're just going rogue and doing whatever they want. It's a little bit more entertaining for you guys too, right? Watch the soldering process. I wonder, I'm gonna turn the lights down, see if we can make it so you guys can see when it's getting kind of more red. Give you an idea of when to solder. I'm not sure if that helps at all. You see how it's getting red like that? See the redness? Oh, it's not solder. I was like, why isn't it soldering? It's my 20 gauge. You want to be careful at the tips down here because you can melt them really easy. The solder is not flowing, so there's different reasons that could be happening. One, it could not be sitting flat, and it could be too dirty, the piece that I'm trying to solder to, or it might need more borax. So let's quench it real quick. Oh, got the lights back on. So you guys could kind of see like the redness where it should be flowing. So I'm just putting more borax on it. Should help that solder flow. So I can see like this one has a little bit of a space. You kind of use your tweezers to push it down. Oh, it could not also be hot enough, but it was. You could tell by the redness that it was hot enough. that solder is flowing. The solder follows the heat. And obviously you want to keep it moving so you don't melt anything also. There we go. Turn our lights back on. That way we can see again. So you can kind of see in there that a couple of them might not have soldered, but that's okay. We can go back and re-solder them. We got more work to do on that side anyway. There, I like that a lot better. Has some space around it. It's not super snug. Open this side out just a little. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty. I need to do a soldering block that has more little screws on it for when I'm doing projects like this. More detailed projects. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a little ball. Something really small might be cute. Excuse me. I'm kind of undecided on the ball. I think we're going to solder it down and then go from there. See if we like it then. I find that sometimes when you solder things together, it kind of brings it, the look of it together. So doing something like a little ball might make it not look as good. Or might make it look better, just depending. Cool. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'll cut it at a little bit of an angle so it's going into the design, hopefully a little bit more. Shouldn't really matter because I'll cut it out and then sand it and all that kind of stuff, but usually I kind of sand the corners just so there's no little pokies. I'm going to cut it just so it makes it easier to work with. I always cut it a little bit longer because I can always cut it shorter, but you can't cut it longer. I have to recut it to do that, so. I kind of feel like it's like too angled on this part, so I'm going to just bend that out a little bit. There, I like that. That looks really good. for you guys. Kind of fun for you guys to see it. I'm going to take my solder out so I don't have my fingers so close to the fire too. We are at 48 minutes. So after I solder this down, I'm going to upload this, and so I'll do 2 parts. This is a custom order, so I do want to check with the customer, see if she likes it, see if she wants anything added on, anything like that. So I will solder these guys down, and then after I do that, we'll do a second part, so that way I can check with the customer, make sure she's liking the design, liking how it looks, all that good stuff. And then when we come back, I'll put it in my tumbler. Actually, well, yeah, I don't have the back part on, so it doesn't make any sense to do that. Let's see what we'll do. We'll solder this down, and then we saved it. Yeah, so when we come back, we'll put the back part on, we'll put my logo on it, we will set the stone, clean it, all that kind of stuff. So yeah. A little tiny space. Cool. And then the customer can let me know if she wants a bead right here. We can do a little small bead, or if she wants to leave it off. I kind of like it without, but she might like it with. Kind of give her some ideas. Bring it in a little bit. So yeah. Punch that real quick. We'll cut it out. We'll do little design, or like we'll cut it out, we'll put the ring back part on, and then we'll clean it up, set the stone, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, all right guys, I will see you guys in the next part. Thanks for watching. Bye.